it's Laura. Good to see you. We're going to play with a brief little flow, and we're going to hop on our mats today. So you can find your way into child's pose. No rush to get there. All you need is yourself and your mat. When you're ready, you can bring big toes to touch, knees wide, and arms can extend long across the mat. Melting that forehead towards the earth, letting the seat be heavy towards the heels. Take a few deep clearing breaths here, inhaling deeply through the nose. And a long exhale out the mouth to release. And one more like that, a deep inhale through the nose. And a long exhale out the mouth to release. Slowly on inhale, we're going to tip the fingertips towards the mat. Lift the backs of the arms off the mat to engage those ribs. Widen the space between those intercostal muscles, engaging those shoulders. A long exhale. Listen carefully. Left hand's going to plant towards the earth. The right arm's going to thread underneath that left armpit. Bringing that right shoulder down towards the earth. Bringing that forehead down towards the earth for a twisted version of child's pose, also known as twisted puppy. Letting that seat stay heavy towards the heels, really stretching through the back of that right arm. And almost imagine like there were roots growing out of the back of that right arm, moving down into the earth. And as you begin to lengthen your inhales and exhales, see if you can imagine that exhale lengthening those roots down into the mat, moving down into the earth. Slowly we'll move back through center, and we're going to switch sides, no rush. Left arm's going to thread under this time. Bringing that forehead down towards the mat, finding that support. A long exhale. Almost imagining like those roots were coming out of the back of the arm, moving down into the earth. Letting the seat be heavy. And then slowly come back through center. We're going to ripple forward, tabletop. Bring shoulders over the wrists and then knees underneath the hips. We're going to take a few cat-cows here and arch and then a round of your back. Moving through 5 rounds like this. Options to stay here, these linear motions, or maybe some non-linear motions. Maybe that's a wag of the tail from side to side, a circle of the hips, some barrel rolls. Anything that feels good to you. Just kind of allowing yourself to move your body intuitively. Keeping with the breath. And slowly finding some stillness. We're going to shift back almost towards child's pose. And then inhale, we're going to ripple forward almost to up dog or cobra. Exhale, shift back almost to child's pose. And then inhale, we'll ripple it forward. We're going to go through a few rounds like this, seeing if you can move your body almost like a wave. How fluid can you make your movement? How organic can you make this motion? Keeping with the breath. Really working to deepen the breath. And eventually we're going to linger in that cobra position, hips forward. We're going to see if we can root through the L part of the hand, root through that first index knuckle, that pointer finger, and that thumb. Really lifting through the heart space, maybe gazing skyward. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down towards the mat. Bring the forehead towards the earth. Inhale, tent the hands wide. You might even take them off the mat. Inhale, lift up, high cobra. Exhale, slowly lower, heart leads, forehead towards the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, right shoulder, right cheek dips down, moving really slow. Inhale, find center, lift up. Exhale, left shoulder, left cheek dips down, moving really slow. Inhale, find center. Exhale, slowly lower. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes underneath you. We're going to press up, high plank, harnessing the power of the belly. Seeing if we can root through that first index knuckle, pressing out the hands and equally out the feet, engaging the legs. Really pressing the balls of the feet down into the mat, a slight protraction of the shoulders, hug belly to spine. And then inhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog, hips go high. Inhale, right leg's coming high in the sky, hug it in knee to nose, bring it forward, high lunge crescent, peel up onto the ball of that back foot and sweep those arms up overhead. Peel it open, warrior two, reach forward and back, spark through the fingertips. Inhale, flip the palms. Exalted warrior, reach it up and out. Exhale, extend at that angle, forearm to thigh connection, reach that top arm up and over. Options to stay here or a half bind around the low back or a full bind. Choosing what feels best to you. Maybe that right arm threads underneath that right leg. Really aiming the heart skyward, working to stack those shoulders. And then slowly release, meet it back, warrior two. Straighten through that front leg, reach out and forward, triangle pose. Right hand's gonna lead down towards that inner right shin, inner right calf. Left arm will unfurl skyward, aiming the hips towards the left. We're gonna gaze down at the earth, bend that right leg, launch it, half moon. Lifting those left toes off the earth. Maybe gaze towards the earth, a little bit more stability, or gaze towards the left, a little bit more challenge. Really sparking through the top fingertips, flexing the back toes towards the face. And then we're gonna slowly release Skandasana, back of the mat. Left foot's gonna land. Left bum cheek towards your left heel, and then hands will come through heart center. Right toes are gonna flex back towards the face. Slowly Skandasana, top of the mat, switching sides. And then we're gonna pivot towards the top of the mat, lizard pose. Right foot walks out towards the right, bringing hands towards the instep of that right foot. Options to stay here, or airplane arms, or a bind. Maybe you snuggle that right shoulder underneath that right knee pit, taking those hands tented wide. Maybe a half bind around the low back, or a full bind. Snuggling that right shoulder into that right knee pit, really pressing through the ball of that back foot, strong through that back leg. 2 breaths. Slowly release, plant the hands, sweep that right leg up and out. Three-legged dog, shake it out, let it go. You can bend the knee, stack the hip. Maybe it carries you all the way over for a wild thing to crack open the heart to unfurl. And slowly release, meet it back. Downward facing dog, or options to flow it through. A long exhale when you make it back. Inhale, left leg high in the sky. Hug it in, knee to nose, bring it forward. High lunge crescent. Peel up onto the ball of the back foot and sweep those arms up overhead. Peel it open, warrior two, reach forward and back. Spark through the fingertips. Inhale, flip the palms. Exalted warrior. Exhale, extend at side angle. Options here, the half bind around the low back or the full bind. Choosing what feels best for you. A long exhale. Meet it back, warrior two, reach forward and back. Straighten through that front leg, reach out and forward, triangle. Left hand down towards that inner shin, inner calf. Right arm unfurls skyward. Think more of a lift rather than a hinge. Slowly launch it, half moon. Left knee can bend. Left hand can tent towards the earth, about a foot in front of the face. Find that stack of the bones, 2 breaths. Exhale, release, quiet feet, right foot lands. Right bum cheek towards the right heel, Skandasana, back of the mat. Left toes flex back towards the face. Slowly move towards top of the mat. Skandasana, switching sides, stay low. And slowly pivot top of the mat. Lizard pose, left foot walks out toward the left. Hands can plant towards that instep of the foot. And so options here in this active lizard, maybe the airplane arms, tenting them wide, or half bind, or the full bind. Wherever you are, snuggle that left shoulder underneath that left knee pit, and see almost if we can press through that back foot, strength through the back leg. Slowly release, plant the hands, sweep that left leg up and out, 3-legged dog, shake it out, let it go. Bend the knee, stack the hip, carry it all the way over for a wild thing to crack open the heart to unfurl. And then slowly release, meet it back, down facing dog, in whatever way you want to get there. A long exhale when you make it back, and then find your way into child's pose. Drop the knees towards the earth, big toes touch, arms long across the mat, melting the forehead towards the earth, a long exhale. To release, letting that seat be heavy towards the heels.
Taking a moment to acknowledge the breath in your body, to acknowledge any sensations underneath your skin. And then slowly on an inhale, we'll come forward through tabletop to find a comfy seat at the top of the mat to close your practice. You can bring hands through heart center. The light in me honors the light and warrior in you. Thank you.